What up, everybody? Welcome to the Damn Dude Podcast.
Damn, dude.
Where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say, damn, dude.
Damn, dude. Damn, dude.
You know what I mean? We're here to help educate, entertain, and make an impact. Ultimately, this show is about self-understanding. So, welcome. I'm your host, California Cal. I am not one of those Californians. I should start off by saying... especially in this day and age, today's climate, being a Californian is not a good look because we're on some really whack shit as an entire state, and yeah, that's its own thing. So, also, first of all, let's start off by saying, Gong Hei Fat Choi. That's Happy New Year, Happy Chinese New Year to everybody. Kind of weird. I don't really see, this is some California type of shit where I say I'm not one of those Californians. There's this whole thing I saw online, people pushing to be like, you can't call it Chinese New Year, you gotta call it Lunar New Year because the different people celebrate it. Well, that's cool, but I'm Chinese, dude. Like, that's what we celebrate. Like, it's almost like if you're, I don't know if this is the same. This just popped into my head, but it's like if you're a Christian and you celebrate Christmas, it's like, well, if you're not a Christian, then do you change what you call Christmas? You know what I mean? Maybe that's why these happy holidays people came out. And that's what I mean by I'm not one of those Californians. Fucking say Merry Christmas, fucking say Chinese New Year, fucking say Lunar New Year, Vietnamese New Year, whatever the fuck you want to call it. If that's how it occurs to you, then just say that. Like, I'm not offended by somebody saying, oh, the mailman. Or, oh, you know what? That's a male woman. Like, that sounds funny, but oh, male person. Like, shut up, dude. Like, just stop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. I'm not one of those Californians. Anyways, let's first start the show off by saying, special birthday shout outs. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Today is, well, at the time of recording this, is the homegirl Meg's birthday. Happy birthday. Hope you have a fucking amazing birthday and have lots of fun. Enjoy getting fucking old. No, I'm just kidding. No, really though. Enjoy it. It's fucking dope. It's your day to fucking enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Secondly, happy birthday in a couple days to one of my best friends, Skins. Happy birthday, Skins. I fucking love you, bro. You and I's relationship is so fucking cool and unique, and it just cracks me up, dude. I fucking love you, man. You've taught me so much in life. And it's like we've been there and helped each other out for some absolutely insane things, dude. So, yeah, man, just want to wish you a happy birthday. Hope you do some cool shit. Holla at your boy. Secondly, there's some other February birthdays. It's just I'm forgetting at the moment. Anyways, and you know what's funny is I don't even really celebrate my own birthday, but like I get excited for other people's birthdays. Like for me, I don't even want people to tell me happy birthday or whatever. I just like, I don't know. That's my own thing, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, oops, just ripped a hole in my paper. I'm going to start off with one of the first pieces of advice that I got from an older dude when I was a teenager that really was the first thing that somebody outside of like my parents told me and showed me that really made an impact in my life and had me start thinking differently. So, damn, I wonder if he's even still alive. So shout out to the big homie, the old school homie, Don, back from when I worked at Sears back in like 2001. It's funny because my first day I was like 16 or 17 at the time. I think I was 17 maybe. Yeah, I don't know, 16 or 17. And I'm working and they're like, all right, you got to go shadow Don. And I was like, who? Like, I was all stoked because I was with some young dude who's all cool and all this. And they're like, oh, you're gonna like Don. He's the old guy. And to me in my kid brain, I'm like, man, fuck old people. Like, old people suck. I'm just keeping it real. That was my fucking thought, right? because old people hadn't shown me anything cool ever. It was just like, you need to know skateboarding. Like, turn your hat around, pull your pants up, turn down your music. I'm like, the fuck? This is what being old is? This sucks. So that was my impression of old people. Like, the only cool old person I had, like, really, really modeling, like, being nice and cool as fuck was my grandma who passed away. And she passed away when I was a little kid. So, like, she was the only grandparent who would give me gifts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then my Chinese grandpa, he would give me money here and there. And, like, he was cool, you know? But my grandma Taylor, the one who passed away, she was like outwardly nice and would put thought into gifts and all this, like, just kind of like went the extra mile, you know, to really like make me feel special as a kid. So, and she passed away when I was 6. So my impression of old people is like, man, old people are pretty whack, dude. Like, all they do is complain and yell about shit and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, like, man, I don't want to work with Don. So Don, he's a fucking OG, dude. I need to get into some of the stories about that he told me at some point. If I do that, I'll be talking through the whole first half of the show about it. So we'll skip on that part. Let's just say he had a fucking absolutely insane life. And I remember I was just over there, like, he's like, we're like stocking paint cans and stuff. And he's just like this cool little old dude who's just so like, I can't even explain. He just got this youthful spirit about him. He's just so cool. And to me, I'm like, man, fuck this. Like, all the young people went away. Like, this sucks, man. And that was my attitude. And the first thing he walks up, he's like, hey, what's up, man? Blah, blah, blah. And we're just kind of talking. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, I kept it cordial. And then he stops. He's like, Calvin, right? I was like, yeah. And he just looks me in the eye. He's like, stop. He's like, can I tell you something real quick? I was like, yeah, what? He looked me in the eye and got all serious because he's like kind of this happy-go-lucky sort of energy and spirit about him. At the same time, he was a G. Like, don't get it twisted. He's a G. He's like, Calvin, how you feel is up to you. It's nobody else. Nobody else can tell you how to feel. It's your day. You feel how the fuck you want to feel. You are in charge and you are in control of how you feel. If you want to be mad, be mad. If you want to be happy, be happy. If you want to be anything in between, be that. But it's not up to anybody else how you feel. It's up to you how you feel. And I just stood there like,
Damn, dude.
Holy shit, like what? And then he kind of just walked away for a little. No, he was like, I'm gonna go have a cigarette. And he would literally take a cigarette break every 5 minutes. And sometimes he wouldn't even go out to smoke. He would just go out and stand there and pretend. But he had these cool fucking Batman glasses and a dope goatee and all this. He was just so fucking cool and naturally swaggy with jewelry and like tattoos. To be like 70 in like 2001 with tattoos on your arms, like you know what I'm saying? You're on some other shit. Like, tattoos on arms didn't become acceptable till like 10 years ago. So, like, I literally had to hide. I had 3 tattoos on my arms when I was younger. And I had to fucking, at all the jobs I had to pull my sleeves. I had to wear long sleeves. I had to get all these special shirts and all this shit. It was like insane. Like, for reals. Now I got a tattoo on my face and hands and it's like no big deal. You know what I mean? In some ways, it's almost like a status symbol to some people. It's like some people are fucking decked out in like hundreds of thousands of dollars of tattoos. Like, it's art you paid for, you know? But he told me that advice, and that was one of the first things that just really resonated with me. So I'm sitting there stocking these paint cans like, holy shit. I'm just mad because I think old people are lame and this and that. And it's not even my control. I'm mad because this guy said I got to work with this guy. It has nothing to do with myself. I was like brand new on the job. What do I expect? You know, I'm expecting, oh, it should be my way and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But I was just so ignorant and backwards in the way that I would think and do shit. Excuse me. That it was like he just fucking set me straight. He was nice about it. And he came back and I was just like, man, like, I don't even know what I said, but my whole fucking life just shifted. It was one of those big breakthrough aha moments like, holy shit. Wow, nobody ever told me this. You know, but it was like, as a teenager, that was like the best thing I could have heard at the time, you know? And from there, I kind of started adopting like one of my favorite, I don't like the phrase now, but at the time, like no bad days. Before that was like on all the fucking window stickers and all that shit, like that became my thing for a while. Now that I got older, I don't like that because no bad or really bad, you know, no bad days. That's not a positive sentence of creation. It's like, or it's almost inviting crappy days because you're putting this focus on bad days. Like the universe doesn't care. It's just going to give you exactly what you're asking for. So I learned that and I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay. Anyways, moving forwards. So because it's up to me, it's up to you, it's up to us, how we feel, it's inside of us. It's our choice. We get to choose. You know what I'm saying? If we let somebody else choose how we feel, they're dictating our life and we are not in control of ourselves. It's like the same thing as like if you let an idiot make you mad, you just got controlled and owned by an idiot. That's not wise. You know what I mean? So, kind of branching off from that lesson with the combination of Chinese New Year happening, that kind of brings me to the next thing is being mixed race in America. Well, just being mixed race in general. I mean, I live in America, so in the United States, I should say, not America, because there's South America, North America. Anyway, in the United States, being mixed race, being half Chinese, half Norwegian, it's such an interesting fucking, I don't even know what to call it, just place, like, way to live, an existence to live in. Because it's like I'm never Asian enough, and I'm never white or Norwegian enough, and I'm never this enough or that enough. So it's like I've always had trouble embracing culture. It was like I would have to try. It was always this effort because it was like growing up in my house, we didn't do all these crazy traditional Chinese things or fucking Norwegian things or even like American things. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like we participated in a little bit of all. And that really caused like difficulty in embracing culture because I'm like trying to find where I fit, and everywhere that I go to fit in, I'm not all the way accepted or included. It's like I'm included to a certain degree, but once it's past that, I'm like no longer a part of the club. So it's like, for those of you who understand how the Asian hookup works, let me think about how to explain this to people who don't know or experience this. It's like, there's this thing with Asian people, especially like, I experience this on the back end. Like, I get pieces of it, not all of it, like just pieces of it. There's stuff that the Asian community keeps fucking secret because like discipline and saving face and not being like out here and out loud and all that, it's like being outspoken and not well put together and serious almost is like, it's almost like it's rude or disrespectful or if you're of lower class or something to be like that. So that's what's conflicting for me is like I encounter that, you know, and it's like, fuck, man, like I'm already not included just because I am expressive or I am out here. So that kind of already excludes me from this hookup. So the hookup is like, it's like, oh, this is so funny. And it's just true. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know how to explain it. But like, within the Asian circles and communities, there's a guy to hook you up with whatever. There's always the latest word, the newest thing. It's like if you look at it, Asian people are eating all the best foods in town before everybody else. It's like when boba came, Asians were all in the know and drinking boba. And then 2 years later, everybody else is like, oh, have you tried boba? Same thing, like, with all the like bomb ass like fried chickens and like if you know what's up with Asian fried chicken, like it's next level. It's the best fucking type of fried chicken. Like especially Korean chicken, or the MSG Chinese chicken. Anyway, there's like I only get this Asian hookup if somebody puts the word in for me first. But if I show up and I'm trying to get the Asian hookup at the fucking smog place or the fucking whatever, I don't get it because I look, I don't know if like a white guy or not, but I don't look fucking Chinese. You know what I'm saying? I don't look Asian. If you do recognize me as Asian, you're like, oh, you're just half or you're white or it's weird, right? So it's like even my own family doesn't take me serious as an Asian person. You know what I mean? And it's been like that my whole fucking life. And people don't realize that how they relate to me like that is like exclusive. It's where it's like I'm excluded. So it's kind of weird. It's like I had like, for example, the other day I had on my shirt that said proud as fuck to be Asian. And my cousin's response was LOL. And I was like what? Like, what's so funny? He's like, oh, because you're light skinned, blah, blah, blah. You don't see light skinned Asians, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, all right, you know, I get the humor in it, but at the same time, that's my real life. You know what I mean? So just as funny as it is to laugh at me for being proud to be Asian, but I don't look like what I'm supposed to look like or whatever to wear that shirt appropriately, I'm not taken serious, and all of a sudden I'm just a joke. So it's like, it's a weird fucking thing. It's like, this is me being Californian, like one of those Californians, by being like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? At the same time, I step back and I'm like, well, I don't really care, you know, like, but maybe I do, you know? And I think that it hits in some way, in some weird way. And then I have to step back and be like, well, hold on. This is where it gets really weird and confusing, I guess, and I haven't really thought this all the way through, but like, even my Chinese family who were born in the United States, they are Americans. They're not even of or from China. They're of America. So that's what's weird is in the United States, even though I'm half Chinese, half Norwegian, they're Chinese. Somebody else is black, Mexican, this, that. If you're born in the United States, we are all from the United States. And that's what's weird about where we live is like we have so many different cultures and we all kind of identify with different pieces of it, but we often don't identify as, oh, we're from the United States of America. I'm an American. Like, you know, it's weird. It's such a trippy conversation and thing. So it's almost like there's like this double-edged sword being mixed race in the era and place that we live. Because being kind of, what would it be? I guess racially ambiguous. Like people don't really, like, I've never had one person successfully guess what ethnicity I am. It's damn near impossible. You know what I mean? For the longest time, most people growing up would either consider me white or Mexican. And then once I hit like over the age of like 26 or something like that, a lot of people started considering me Hawaiian. And I'm like, all right, I get that. You know, especially when I had the long hair and the fucking like, it was all like the colors that it was. I looked like, even when I lived in Hawaii, people would think I was a local from North Shore. Like a lot of kids that are born in the North Shore in Hawaii kind of look like me. We kind of got the same tan. They're kind of mixed with different types of either Asian or Islander mixed with some white and all of that. And what's interesting is my grandpa on my Norwegian side, he actually grew up in Hawaii. So it kind of like, I didn't even put that together till after I lived in Hawaii. He's like, oh, go check this out. Is this still there? Is that still? And I was like, oh shit, I forgot you fucking grew up here, dude. But he had a terrible experience growing up. He was like I'm trying to think how to explain this to people who. So in Hawaii, it's like being a haole. being a white dude, being like out of touch, breathless, or spirit, soulless almost is like what that translates to. Or he who has no breath or soul or something like that. It's basically like you're out of touch and you don't get it. And my grandpa did not understand, still doesn't understand really, how the Hawaiian culture and all of that works. And just way, especially back in what, like the 60s and shit, maybe even earlier. Being like the only white dude on the island before fucking, he's literally the only one. He said people would just come by and punch him in the face just cause. And I'm like, fuck, you know, and then that perpetuated it's almost like the way any fucking place that's really inclusive is going to test you. It's like if you go to jail, you're going to get tested. And if you just bitch out the first time or two, then you're going to get punked from there forward. Same thing. It's like you go to like a small town, you go to where there's locals and it's like only locals there and this and that. They're going to test you. And if you don't stand up for yourself, then you're going to keep getting punked from there forwards. So back to like being racially ambiguous, where it's like you can't tell what ethnicity I am, that does allow me access to a lot of different places and conversations that other people don't have access to. So this is weird. It's like I have had people like it's so, I'm trying to think which way to go with this. I've had experiences where people were racist to me as if I was Mexican. I've been threatened to be deported back to Mexico before. Like for reals. I've also experienced racism as a, like this is so weird, like in this reverse sort of way where people would feel safe to say certain shit. Like I've had people talk to me in the like whisper voice, like, oh yeah, those fucking Chinese fucking everything up. I'm like, I'm Chinese. What? Like, so I've experienced people feeling safe to talk shit about other ethnicities with me because they assume that I'm the same ethnicity as them. And then they talk all this shit and then end up with their foot in their mouth because I'm not just going to get punked or let people talk shit about other people like that. So it puts me in this weird place. I've had people, I even got asked like, oh, you're part Persian the other day. And I was like, whoa, like, no, you know, like it was just because I commented about something about somebody speaking Farsi or something, you know, it was just a question of interest. I was like, and that got asked of me. And it's like, well, it's not impossible or not that far out there that I could be or am part or something. Who knows? I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? People see things as they see things. So having that allows me into different types of conversations and things that a lot of people don't have access to these conversations, or people feeling safe to say shit that they wouldn't say to somebody else, or being included into things where somebody, if you just look different, wouldn't be included. So the thing is, it's like as being half Chinese and half Norwegian, I kind of get my foot in the door with a lot of people and different ethnicities and cultures and races, but I'm never all the way let in the room straight to the fucking table. You know what I mean? There's always this like, well, you can peek in, but we're not going to keep including you. You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like I'm unsafe in the sense of, shit, like, we don't know if he's going to go take all this and go act like a fucking white guy about it all. Or if he's going to take this and maintain the cultural respect of it. And I feel it. It's never said. It's just something I observe and like, I definitely understand. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing when I started this podcast, I was kind of debating. It's like, yo, this is created to help us who feel like we don't have a voice, who are mixed race, who are halfies, who are whatever the fuck, right? Like, we often are forced to choose one or the other. Oh, you're white? Oh, you're Chinese? Like, for me, I always identify as Chinese because I grew up in an Asian town, and to me, I thought it was cooler to be Chinese than it is to be white. Like, to me, being called white is like an insult. And it took a long time to understand, no, it's not. That's just literally because my skin color people consider me that. But I think it's like, oh, you're white. To me, how that would resonate is you have no culture. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you take a look at Chinese culture, it's so deep and there's just so much to it. Like, you can't figure it out if you're not Chinese. You know what I mean? So that's it's just such a fucking trippy thing to me, you know? So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
This world we living in, man, it ain't nothing but drama.
Everybody wanna harm you in the state of California. What up, everybody? Welcome, Bicycle. This is the Damn Dude Podcast, Season 2, Episode 11. Welcome back, everybody. So, we've been treading some dangerous waters with this conversation and this topic. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. Because it's up to me how I want to feel. And it's up to you how you want to feel about this whole topic and conversation and show in general. So, if you want to be offended, go for it. If you want to be like, damn, I never thought of it like that, go for it. If you want to be like, this guy's a fucking idiot, go for it. If you want to be like, this guy's racist, go for it. If you want to be like, oh, this fucking sucks, go for it. If you want to be like, this is the best thing I've ever heard, go for it. It's up to you. I don't give a fuck because it's up to me how I want to feel. You know what I mean? On some real shit, dude. So, just kind of jumping right back into this. One thing why I see this, like, where I actually kind of get disturbed, or where I kind of get, like, I guess frustrated would be the right word. Where this whole thing kind of gets frustrating to me with this whole culture and ethnicity thing is like, because I'm never all the way in. I know enough to have conversations and I know enough to have the insights, and I've been on the inside enough times to where I'm like, oh, I see, I get it. And I respect that. But it's like, I'm never all the way in. It's always when I'm with somebody else that I'm allowed into these inner talks and these inner circles and the inner hookup, you know? So it's like a lot of times different cultures and ethnicities, they'll hook each other up first because it's like, oh, you're like me. But the thing that gets weird is like, dude, if you're third generation or second generation or whatever, if you're not first generation into the United States and you're born here, we're all equally American. You know what I mean? Some of us have different cultural influences, but the thing is, it's like, even though I'm third generation, am I third? One, two. Yeah, third generation or second? My parents were born here, but my grandparents weren't. So, I don't know. Anyway, there's like, I guess where I'm going with this is that when it comes to like keeping traditions alive, I want that. I don't want language. I don't want the culture and the language to die with me just because I'm only half Chinese. And it's weird because it's like I only know how to celebrate Chinese New Year or these different Chinese traditions roughly about like maybe a little more than halfway because I leaned into that culture, a bit more than the Norwegian side. Like, I feel like my Norwegian side has kind of lost its culture. Like, a lot of my Norwegian family, we just do American shit. You know what I mean? We do stuff that's of the United States. We don't necessarily partake or do things that are of Norwegian tradition. Like, I don't think anything really. There's like a couple like things that have gotten passed down through the family and some kind of old stories and some history and stuff. But it kind of stopped. You know what I mean? Granted, I've got almost all of my Norwegian family lives in the snow, so I guess they kept that part alive. But it's a trip because it's like, I try and keep this alive, but it was never that heavy of an influence on me because I'm not invited to the Chinese New Year celebrations. I'm kind of like a one-off. If I happen to be around and I was around when the invites got put out or got spoken about accidentally around me, then I'm invited. But if it wasn't like that, I'm not invited. I'm not even thought about. I'm just an American. Even though I'm the same generation American as the other people who are pure or who are full-blooded Chinese ethnically, it's like, even though we're the same amount of American, I'm not included because of my skin color. Now, I'm not saying, oh, racism and this and that. It's just how the fuck it works, you know? And it's weird. So when it's like, I'm looking at Chinese New Year, and if people ask me, do you celebrate? I'm like, yes. And then I think about like, well, it's not even all the way. I'm only doing what I know, and then what kind of is like secondary to me. So I have to like try. So for Chinese New Year, it's like, I didn't go and fucking and blow and go to the Chinese dragon dancers. I didn't go to go blow up the fireworks and do it all down the stairs and all of that. Like, yes, I did clean my house through and through. I did make a bomb Chinese dinner for myself. And I want to be able to show my kids this, you know, give them liste voix. That's the little red envelope. And I want to, you know, like to do all that. But it's just not like automatic how like a lot of us are automatically like, oh, it's Christmas. We're going to celebrate Christmas. It's like I have to be like, oh, yeah, we're going to do this, you know. And it's just so weird to me because it's like I try to figure out how to embrace that and pass that on to my kids. You know, I don't want the culture to die because my kids are super mixed race. I'm fucking mixed race. My kids are just more mixed race. And it's like, what culture do they get? In America, we don't really have. I mean, I guess we've got culture. But right now, American culture in North America, United States culture, I should say, it's to kind of just blindly do whatever the fuck everybody's doing. And it's not necessarily this year-round standard that's withheld. Like, if you look at how Chinese New Year celebrated and the mystique and the seriousness and the traditions that are inside of it, just from what you can view from the outside, versus New Year's, like, you know, January, like, you know, the end of the year in the January, like the end of December and the beginning of January. They just picked dates and go by that. There's not really any depth to it. It's just like, oh, this is New Year. We're calling it because this is when the calendar ends and this is when it starts. So it's a new year. With Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, it's literally called Lunar New Year because it goes by the moon. And it's like there's depth to it. There's some mystique to it. There's tradition to it. You do these things. In America, the most tradition that we have around New Year's is, well, we're going to watch the ball drop. We're going to have drinks. We're going to get drunk. And we're going to fucking toast and kiss and hug and high five or whatever the fuck when the ball drops. And we do the countdown. Like, what does that mean? Why? Where does it come from? Why do we do that? You know what I mean? So it's like, but then if you look at, like, when I look at Chinese New Year, it's like, well, they're literally going by the moon and the entire, basically, fucking world or Earth responds to the moon. All of our energy responds. Like, that's why full moons make fucking people wacky, makes kids all cranky and weird and hyper and all this extra shit. That's why when full moons happen, you feel some type of way. That's why when full moons happen, the beach fucking responds. The waves act different. The animals act different. Like, everything fucking actually is affected because there's this real thing that's happening. So with Chinese New Year, that's being tracked, and it's like, well, this is the time that we celebrate this. That's why Chinese New Year is not the same day every year, because it can't be, because the moon comes and acts differently as life keeps moving forwards. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, dude.
So I don't know if that warranted one of those. I just kind of had a pause in my speaking. So it's almost like I don't know how to participate in all these celebrations of my culture because I'm kind of just lost when it comes to that. Like, which piece of me do I fucking embrace and celebrate on? You know, now, I suppose that's a very stupid question, but at the same time, it's real for me. You know what I mean? We all have little petty things. Like, this isn't this big of a deal to me. It's just something that I'm addressing because it's what the fuck is going on? And there's a lot of other people who are half Asian, half black, half Spanish, half Islander, half fucking Russian, half Persian, half whatever, right? Being half Persian is very rare. So I guess being whatever. It is. I've only met one dude ever who's half Persian. And it was this old dude the other day in the sauna. He was the first person ever. He was half Persian and half German. I was like, damn, that's quite a mix, dude. That's pretty cool, man. And this dude actually like works for the city. He's like, this dude was actually the guy who's in charge of all the city of San Diego development and planning. And he's the reason why buildings go up in certain places and zoning happens and all this shit. It was pretty cool. I had a dope conversation with the dude. But my point is that, like, there's a lot of people who are mixed race who feel the same way, who have this as their own experience. And it's almost like, I used to question this, but I just let it go. But I used to ask this question. All right, what is more racist? Or what's a bigger, not more, what's more racist? Let's say, what's more of an insult? To be acknowledged and called something hateful, or for people to ignore your entire existence? Now, that's how I would see it, because like, oh, like these guys, oh, you know, they're like, we're black, you guys are oppressing black people. Oh, we're Hispanic, you guys are oppressing Hispanic people. Like, yeah, that's not good. You shouldn't do that. But at the same time, it's like, well, damn, I'm not even acknowledged enough to be hated. And that was like something I would question and I would ask a lot of people before. And I would especially ask my black friends, because they have seemingly the hardest, or not the hardest, but like the most outward racism towards them in the United States back then. Now it's probably white people. But the response would always be like, I get what you're saying, but it's just different. And I'm like, I know, but it's like, how, why, can we get into this? And it's like, I don't really know, dude. Like, that's something you got to figure out. And I'm like, fuck, okay. And that kind of leaves me back at square one, because like, they don't know the answer and I don't know the answer. It's like, if anybody should know, it's like, if I'm asking a certain culture or race about their oppression, they can't answer the question for me about my race and or oppression or lack of oppression. You know, it's kind of a weird thing. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't really mean anything. It just was this train of thought I used to fucking think about. And it's like, where do I fit in, man? Like, like growing up in an Asian town,
I know Mira Mesa.
I'm not considered Asian. But then when I go to like white towns, I'm fucking dark as fuck to them. And I'm like super ethnic to them. And it's like, wait, what, like, where's the place where I'm either not too white or I'm too dark? Like, where's the middle ground? Like, where do I fucking fit on the spectrum? Hawaii treated me really well in terms of like, kind of like this automatic acceptance that I see people of other cultures and ethnicities partake in, you know? And then I look at even like white culture in the United States. What there is of white, like there is white culture, you know? And it's like, I don't think it gets viewed as culture, but it is. Like, there's stuff that my white friends automatically do as white people, and they all think to do that together. It's like, oh man, we're gonna grill and drink beer and watch football. And to me, I'm like, I don't know. It's like the Asian part of me kicks in. It's like, well, what about this and that? And that? Like my brain starts going, what about the discipline and this and that? And then at the same time, I'm like, oh yeah, fucking A, let's go. Fucking A, right, brother. You know? So I don't automatically be like, yeah, let's go do that. Let's go do this. Now I get we're all Americans. This is where it, like, what kind of squashed all these questions that I'm like going through right now was learning that, okay, let's say another country came to invade the United States of America. And let's say they're coming to attack us for the sake of going to war or whatever, right? when they come to the United States of America, who are they attacking? Are they going to single out just the Asian Americans? Are they going to single out just the Black Americans? Are they going to single out just the white Americans? Are they going to single out just the Hispanic Americans? Are they going to single out just the Arabic Americans? Or, you know what I'm saying? No. We would all get attacked equally as Americans, as people of the United States of America. If China comes over and invades and fucking blows up and starts killing people, they're attacking all of us equally because we're all Americans. You know what I mean? It's like they're not coming out. They don't view us as different. People in the whole other world, that's what's so interesting is like, I could be like, we could take the blackest dude you know, the brownest dude you know, the whitest dude you know, and all three of them are the exact, they're just Americans to the whole fucking rest of the world. You know what I mean? When I go to any other country, I'm not half Chinese and half Norwegian. I'm an American. They won't see me as anything else. I could tell them, yeah, I'm half Chinese. Oh, that's interesting. But to them, it's just American. We're all just Americans. If you're born here, raised here, you're fucking, this is your citizenship, whatever. Yeah, we have our ethnicity, but at the same time, if all the rest of the fucking world views all of our colors and all of our different colors as the same fucking people. But here, we're like, oh, the black people, the white people, the Asian people, the this, the that. No, it's like we got it fucked up. We're playing this game, and it makes sense. We're a young-ass country, and we're a huge melting pot. So as Americans, we don't necessarily have this huge American culture that the people who are Asian, and the people who are Hispanic, and anything else participate in because they're still doing traditions and participating in stuff from their original family's home country. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's really interesting is like, because we're all here kind of like, oh, you're different. No, like actually, we're all the fucking same. So that's where I have to check myself and be like, oh shit, I'm just from the United States of America. And it's funny because sometimes I'll do this, sometimes I don't. But if somebody asks me, are you Native American? I'm like, yes. I am native to America. And the America I'm speaking of is the United States of America. Whenever I go to another place and I say, oh yeah, I'm from America. They say, like, when I went to Peru, I was like, I'm from America. They're like, me too. I was like, huh? Like, bro, you guys in the United States of America think that your America is the only America. South America is just as valid as North America. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, you're right. And I get that we view it like that. Like, that's just how we speak. It's built into our textbooks and our songs and the way that we think about ourselves, you know? So that's the thing is like, I am native to the United States of America. Does that make me Native American? I don't know. Yes and no. Because like we consider Native Indians here. I don't even know if that's what we're supposed to say. Native Americans as the Indians. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is so weird. Like, if you're born here, you're Native American. You're native to America. That's weird. But at the same time, like, how many people do you hear say, "Oh yeah, I am United States of American"? I don't hear people say that. I've never heard anybody say that. You know what I mean? But it's like we still go, I'm fucking African American, I'm Black American, I'm Afro American, I'm Latino, I'm Hispanic, I'm Asian, I'm Chinese, I'm mixed, I'm this, I'm that. I'm white, I'm brown, I'm whatever the fuck you identify as. Like, we're all the same. If you get what I'm saying? It's like it's such a wacky thing. And it's like having the United States of America be such a melting pot. We're all kind of claiming different shit, but we are from and live in the same fucking place. So what is our traditions? What's our culture here? You know what I mean? It's like, it's so trippy to think about. Like, what is United States of American culture? Not just Hallmark holidays, because to me, that's what see, it's hard for me to say. I like to correct myself and say United States of American, of the USA culture. It's to me, that's why I don't like the most of our holidays that a lot of the people here celebrate. Because it's literally, if you do just some simple history, it either comes from some crazy satanic shit, a lot of it, or it comes from a business. You know what I mean? Like Valentine's Day, like that was just, yeah, it's got its old history. And a lot of it comes from like religion and stuff too, you know, but I didn't mean to just say, oh, evil shit, but a lot of our holidays are just a big commercial. It's just, we're participating in this advertisement. And to me, that's not cool. Like Chinese New Year is not an advertisement. It's like there's real cultural depth to it. So what is it that we have in the United States of America as far as cultural depth? You know, we go back to the Native Americans and, you know, they got fucking screwed. They still do some of their stuff, but it's like, what about everybody else at the same time? You know, like what do we have that shows appreciation to the land and the people and the trees and the animals and all these things, you know? It's almost like we just kind of pick and choose our favorite from other cultures and let that be whatever the fuck it is. So to kind of tie this all back together, being, I suppose, any different ethnicity in America is kind of confusing because there's so many different avenues and ways to look at this. And it's almost like because we're all here and from and in the same place, yet we view each other as all so different. You know, and it's like, how do we merge and combine? Like, we're doing a pretty good job, you know what I mean? It's not like there's just crazy racism everywhere. But more so, there's just like crazy misunderstanding everywhere. And it's like the more that we have people being like, no, I'm this, I'm that. In the grand scheme of it all, we're all just fucking humans. We're all humans. We're all the same. We're just beings. You know what I mean? We are human beings. Sorry, we are spiritual beings living the human experience. You know, it's like that's really what we are. Is we are spiritual beings living a human experience. Now, we've talked about this in some of the earlier episodes where we, you know, talking about plant medicines and different stuff. So that's a whole different conversation. But the point is, that's true. So even if you're an American, you go to fucking China, like we're all still the same. But at the same time, there is differences. We look different. We talk different. We have different habits and ways of moving and the way that we look. It's different. But at the same time, we're all still spiritual beings living a human experience. We're all just humans. I think what it means to be human is just so different from person to person that some people don't identify as humans. Some people identify as fucking their ethnicity. Some people identify as their profession. Some people identify as their gender. Or now the new thing is to have no gender. Like whatever the fuck that means is completely stupid. But dude, how can we all get on the same page? Or is it just perfect the way that, I mean, it is perfect the way that it is, that we're not on the same page. But I think something we need to understand is that we are all on the same page. If you're a United States of American, the rest of the world does not differentiate me from you or you from the next person here. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth about it. You go anywhere else, where are you from? They already, by the way that you talk, oh, you're an American. You're from the United States. That's usually what they say. Oh, you're from the United States. I'm like, damn. It's so evident and obvious. The same way that we can identify if you see somebody who's like super duper African in America, or somebody who's super duper Chinese or whatever, any race in the United States, and they're like fresh from there, you could tell, oh, that dude's African. He's from Africa. Oh, that guy's Chinese. He's from China. Other people see us the same way. Oh, that's an American. So it doesn't matter if you're from here and you grew up ethnic as fuck for whatever ethnicity you were raised in, because when you go somewhere else, they know immediately that you're an American. You're from the United States of America. And that's a fucking trip, dude. So this is where it's like, we get to choose how we want to feel. So let's feel and understand that, yo, even though you look different, your family's from somewhere else, we are the fucking same. We're all Americans here. You know what I mean? Now, not everybody, but it's like we treat them with the same respect. And once they're here long enough and they go somewhere else, they're gonna be like, damn, the United States, like, you are from the United States, bro. Like, you act like it, talk like it, expect things of it, whatever, you know? So I think the ultimate takeaway is, dude, let's do our best to engage in different cultures. And I think if in the United States of America, if we can practice engaging in and understanding different ethnicities and cultures that make up the United States of America, I think that is our tradition. That's what we need to live into. I think that's our culture. I believe that our culture is to understand all the different cultures and understand we're still the fucking same. Hey, how can I participate in that without gentrifying it? You know what I mean? Like, if you look at like Cinco de Mayo, like, that shit's embarrassing, dude. Like, it's just all these white people putting on sombreros and this and that. At the same time, it's okay because they're trying to participate, you know? And that's kind of what's cool, is we have the ability to do that. Now, I think some mindfulness could be applied. Absolutely. Same thing with like St. Patty's Day or something. Like, we're not doing it right. We're trying, though. So I think the more we can just kind of be open about this conversation and understand and acknowledge our differences, but at the same time, at the end of the day, we all go back and sleep in the same fucking country. We all live under the same fucking rules. You know, whatever ones you obey or not, that's up to you. But we all got the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, let's fucking come together and embrace our differences, share with each other, show each other, and not put it like, oh, you're like this or that. It's like, no, we're all fucking here together, dude. If you're an American, you're an American. Plain and simple. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter which generation you are. You know what I'm saying? And even beyond that, we're all fucking human beings. We're all spiritual beings living the human experience. So, on that note, I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful motherfucking day. It is really nice out today, especially out here in Poway, San Diego. So yeah, I fucking appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in and making the show dope. It's been growing really fast. Our monthly downloads have been growing and growing and growing. So hope you guys have a beautiful day. Much love. Peace.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.